Yo. What's happening? Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? Yes, we are. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Ready City Go. That's what Sid read. And we are still reading Wrinkle in Time. We had a bit of wrinkles yesterday. I hope it's a smooth ride today. And we'll start in a bit. I'll just set up everything. Wait. I've noticed another thing that when I talk like this, my audio is much better than when I talk like this. I am speaking in a low volume, that's true, but yeah, when I talk like this, the audio is much better. So every time I'll talk like this when I have to say anything, because then I don't have to scream also, and the audio is much better. Just going to the tier list to set it up as well, and yeah. What are you saying? That you can't see the tier list? Oh my god. Oh my god. You can't. Still you can't. Still you can't. So this is our tier list. And one mistake that I noticed was the chapter name is Mrs. What's It, not what is it. What's it? So we read one chapter yesterday. Which was, or I'll just speak like this, which was uh, quite a cliffhanger. It left us yesterday with something that I never heard about, and it was a tesseract. And this is what a tesseract looks like. Can you see? It's a four-dimensional cube. So it is a cube, but it is a somehow it is four-dimensional. So this is what a tesseract is. And today we'll read chapter number 4, which is actually the chapter number 2 of the book. And yesterday we saw about an illustration that was made on the chapter 1, chapter 1, what Mrs. What's It. This illustration was made. This is a hat. So this is the hat of Mrs. What's It itself, as we read in the chapter yesterday. And today's chapter name is Mrs. Who. So Mrs. What we have seen, now the chapter 2 name is Mrs. Who. A lot of Mrs. I'm seeing here. And the picture on the top of illustration, oh my god, illustration on the top of the chapter is a specs kind of thing. So we'll see what it means. I mean, we'll get to know more about it after we have read the chapter, that is for sure. And yeah, we completed around 10% of the book yesterday, and today we will start with chapter 4. I'll just set up my Bluetooth. Okay. Yeah, the Bluetooth is connected. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, ready, steady, go. Let's start with chapter 4. I am reading it at 0.95 speed, so the time may appear a bit different to you. You are seeing 26:08. So, this is the chapters of this book are very long, but quite interesting. You know, am I forgetting anything? Mm, no, not really. So, we'll just set up the cam. This should be fine. If you like the multicolored tesseract which changes color every 5 seconds, do write tesseract in the chat. Let's see if you can spell it or not. And I'll start my chapter number 4, and I'll start ready, steady, go. Let's go. Chapter number 4, Mrs. Who. Two words right off the bat. Piteous. Piteous. What is a piteous meow? Okay, so quite expectedly it was related to pity. And I have never heard a verb that has been used with an alarm. Jangled. Jangling alarm. Make a rattling metallic sound. Maybe because I don't use those kinds of alarms anymore. Jangled alarm. Jangling. Okay. Continuing. I don't know why, but kind, I'm kind of thinking that the pace of this chapter is very slow. Belligerent. Belligerent is, huh? A state or other armed participant in warfare. Hmm? What? Belligerent. Belligerent. Hostile, aggressive. Okay. I have never understood this. They said belligerent and uncooperative. Why use two synonyms of the same kind? The synonyms are obviously of the same kind, but why use two adjectives to show a feeling when they mean kind of the same thing? Why not just use one? Okay, back to the chapter now. I knew I was forgetting something. That's the ambiance of the stream. Why is everything so green? I don't know. This is what I like more. Everything was so green, green, green. And I was thinking to myself that I am missing something. Now it's all back to normal. As you can see, I'm wearing a wrinkled t-shirt today to honor the book. And it's not because I'm lazy to iron it. No, it's because it's a tribute. Okay, I'll go back to reading again. My audio wasn't working. Now it is working. So the principal wants Meg to just follow the rules. But I don't understand what is the role of this principal. Maybe this conversation was just to, get some background on the father. Okay, like what does he do and where has he gone and what is the overall view of the entire locality around Meg about his father. That's the only thing I think why this was introduced, this character of Mr. Jenkins. And I don't understand that why every chapter of like this book for now starts with negativity. The last chapter was also similar, and this chapter is also starts with negativity and ends with curiosity. I was not. My mic was on mute again. Hmm. So I looked at the word of the day from today and yesterday, and I tried to, remember what the word of the day yesterday was. So that's what I did right now, and I kind of forgot to unmute myself. Okay, we'll continue. This chapter is extremely kind of boring, to be honest. What is happening? I am not able to understand anything. This new boy has come and he's talking something with Charles, and what is even happening in this chapter? I'm so confused. They left such a cliffhanger in the previous chapter, and now they have just ignored that, and the story has gone to an entirely different direction. I mean, 19 minutes of I don't know what I just read and listened to be honest. What are they even talking about? Even the dog got bored of it and sat with me. Anyway, 6 more minutes. Okay, let's go. was this chapter? I mean, the spectacles in the illustration definitely make sense now because Mrs. Who was wearing it. But what is this chapter? Such a bizarre chapter. First, the principal thing happened, then that Charles character, and then this Mrs. Who. But then I marked a few things that I liked about in this chapter, and the one quote that I have marked is, which was said by Meg's mom, is that you don't have to understand things for them to be. So I think the author quite secretly did establish the fact that you don't have to understand things for them to be. So, as much as this chapter might sound bizarre, the signal was already given that you don't have to understand things. And me just going again back to this line now makes this chapter even more beautiful in a way. So, yeah, I mean, I don't even know where to place it. This was such a bizarre chapter, I don't know where to place it. It's definitely not S, definitely not A. B, C, D, E, F. I mean, it clearly served its purpose, right? Of creating confusion, of telling about things that are not meant to be understood yet. So it clearly did its job. So I would rate it B for now. And I am just thinking, what did I read? What did I read? What was this? Hmm. I mean, few things that I can think of is that they definitely want Meg to know that her father is fine and he's on some sort of mission, which this Mrs. Who and Mrs. Watson know, and they don't want to be disturbed, and that's why they are trying to keep the house haunted. And something is about to happen, and that is where this Charles guy comes in because no, Calvin, sorry. Calvin always gets a inch to go to some place, and he definitely visits it because he can, there is a gut feeling attached. One thing that I'm not very happy about is Charles and Calvin are so close of a name. When you are introducing a character and his first conversation with is with someone, like Charles and Calvin, why can't you introduce some good names, some different names? So that also caused a bit of confusion. And now that I'm seeing this This artwork of the audiobook. So there is some hat lady here. What else is there? Some, okay, the glass lady is below, the hat lady. Then people are flying in this and they are reaching to a big door as well. Oh wow. So we have already met Mrs. Watson, which is with the black hat. Then we have met Mrs. Who, which is with the glasses. Now probably we'll meet the one with the witch hat. Okay, nice. I didn't notice these artworks in the cover of the book. And as I said, Mrs. Witch, the illustration is of the witch hat for the next chapter. So, yeah, we are meeting them in order. This has made it a bit interesting, to be honest, right? What all, what all things can I think of more in the story? Hmm. We won't be leaving without you. That's what also Mrs. Wu said. So they'll probably be living together. Two other things that I have thoughts on. Why have they not named the kitten? They have named the dog, but they have not named the kitten. And why does Charles invite everybody to their home? Hmm. I mean, Charles inviting Calvin to home seems kind of, forced. It won't be a natural reaction. Other than that genetic thing, some genetic thing was mentioned. That is also like they are leaving crumbles of information for us to make sense of. But as Meg's mom said, we don't have to understand things for them to be. So as much as I have tried to understand it, I still, it's okay that it is not making sense right now. That's the beauty, right? Eventually it will all make sense, and then we'll see, oh, okay, yeah, 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 yeah. The audiobook is great, by the way. Hope Davis is trying to give every character a voice. And my mind does automatically switch to the character when she changes her voice, so that is nice. Other than that, we should move on to the next chapter now. What else can we do? Mrs. Who with the witch hat is now who we will visit now. So, ready, steady, go, let's go. Was there a meaning of the word that I wanted to check? Not really, not really. Okay. We have received a chat that maybe Charles has very strong intuition and knows there's a good reason why they met Calvin at the haunted house. Hmm. One thing I want to point out is that it is not Kelvin. Like, this is also one sort of way of spelling Kelvin, but in the book it is Calvin, and has very strong intuition and knows there's a good reason why they met. Yeah, that's true. He has a strong intuition, and yeah, when he was in before, just before he was inviting them to the house, Calvin to the house, he did think for a brief moment, like probing. I think probing, that what that's what the word was. So he is definitely observing, but why is he inviting him to the house? He did take Calvin to the haunted house, you know. Why not end it there? Take take him to the house as well. Already there are three boys in the house. Another boy. Thank you for the chat, ORMB. Thank you for the chat, omb. So should we continue now? Should we continue with the chapter? I think we should, and I'll continue now. Okay. Let us continue. Thanks, ORMB, for the chat, and we'll continue now. When did this happen? I didn't even realize this. Is it a recent thing or what? Yeah. Cool, cool, cool. I think the universe is signaling me to take a break and talk about a few things. So, in this book, Everything is Tuberculosis, there is a poem. Let me see if I can find it. I mean, it's worth the wait, I'm telling you. Or I'll just search it on Google, but yeah. Where is that poem? Yeah, this is the poem by Kurt Vonnegut. Tiger got to hunt, bird got to fly, man got to sit and wonder why. Tiger got to sleep, bird got to land, man got to tell himself he understands. So yeah, this thing is basically what it tells is the human mind always want to understand things. And I am so surprised that there is a discussion about this going on here as well. That Meg says that I like to understand things, and Meg's mom says that we all do, but it isn't always possible. And the one sentence that I liked in the previous chapter was about you don't have to understand things for them to be. And I think that was just like the chapter 2 was about dropping crumbles all over, and now there has been a detailed discussion of what you should understand and what you should not. And I wonder what this means, a willing suspension of disbelief. I have, heard somewhere that acting in movies, like one actor says that good acting, when a viewer watches a or a movie, film or movie are the same thing, but yeah, when a person watches it, it is kind of a willing suspension of disbelief. So you know that movie isn't real, but you are willingly suspending yourself in that reality. So when she says this, she is able to accept things. She is able to accept things even though they are weird. Like a lot of times things happen that human mind cannot understand at all, but how you go through them is by staying in a willing suspension of disbelief. You don't understand it, but you are willingly suspending yourself and allowing the universe to make those things come to their conclusion and finally understand. Because tiger got to hunt, bird got to do something something, and the human got to understand. So yeah, that is one thing. There is a lot of discussion, and yeah, this one thing, another thing that I wanted to talk about was Charles Wallace is what he is, different, new. Why would someone say that a person is new? Is he some kind of experiment or something? Is he a clone of his father? Because you know, Meg said that when he was a child, he looked exactly like his father. But then that is applicable for all children. So that is, I think, a too much of a, you know, extrapolation. Then there is obviously the learnings till now that even though Kelvin life looks much more happening than Meg's, but they both want something from the life of other each other. So yeah, so that is, yeah, a common, learning that we should, grass is always greener on the other side. So yeah, that is one thing. And this is one great thing that I liked about this. So Calvin said that he's confused, but now at least he's know that he's going somewhere with it. I think Calvin is extremely optimistic, and Meg is kind of a pessimist. She overthinks a lot about negative things, as we have seen in chapter 1. And Calvin is quite his opposite, and even though he is confused, he is kind of excited that okay, now confusion has come, so things are going somewhere. Other than that, yeah, other than that, I have nothing more to add right now. And to be honest, I've also I've also forgotten on which page I was. So till then, if you have any thoughts, do let me know. I'll just find my place in the pages. Okay, okay. So should we continue? Should we continue or not? I think we should continue. I did see the reactions when I was telling my deep insights about the chapter, but there is still halfway the chapter is left, and I am quite engaged in this chapter. This, yeah, to be honest, I am very engaged in this chapter. This is much more engaging than the previous chapter. So we'll start again and we'll continue reading it now. So let us go. Let us L-A-T-T-U-C-E. Let us go. Morass. What is a morass? Morass. Morass. Morass, right? Morass. So morass means soft, wet ground. Oh, she was back in. Okay. So morass. Okay. And then there was dappled as well, right? Dappled. 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 To mark. Okay. Cool. 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 Back to Calvin Calvin has got a game. Yeah, that is for sure. He is a basketball player, but yeah, does seem like a player, basketball player, basketball. Okay, back to reading, back to reading. Hmm. Mrs. Witch, Mrs. Witch, Mrs. Witch, Mrs. Witch. What do we think about this chapter? I definitely think that I somehow paused at the right time because then there were quite change in the scene. So we have got to know more about the father. I mean, this was an interesting chapter. More better than Mrs. Who for sure. So yeah, more engaging. So I'll definitely. I think I'll just place it here and this at B because Mrs. What's it? No, Mrs. What's it chapter was also good and this chapter was also good. Yeah. So let's just keep it this way. And yeah, this is what I feel about the chapter. I don't really have any words right now of what to say about it. They are a billion years old for sure. You agree with my uh, tier list O R and B. So yeah, I am seeing the reactions and yeah. Uh, hmm. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to add in this chapter, to be honest. Extremely engaging chapter, that is for sure. Other than that, the characters of, first of all, their names are Mrs. Watson, Mrs. Who, Mrs. Which. It's already very confusing. But they have tried to make it so intentional that whenever they are talking about Mrs. Watson, they always mention about her hat. When they talk about Mrs. Who, they always mention that one thing she uses a lot of different languages and her glasses. And whenever they talk about Mrs. Which, I think they will talk in this slow voice. I mean, when you are listening to the audiobook, you definitely feel that okay, uh, you are, why is she talking like this? But when you look at the text, it is literally the words are repeating. So when she says is, is, it is ISS, no is NNO. So in the text itself, they have tried to tell in what kind of way Mrs. Witch talks. That is one thing, and they are a billion years old. So yeah, there is definitely some kind of magical aspect related to it. And this chapter is different from the other two chapters because in Mrs. Watson had a great role to play. When it came to the Mrs. Witch chapter, Mrs. Witch had a lot of role to play in that chapter. But oh, sorry, in Mrs. Who. But in Mrs. Witch, she just comes at the ending. Not, we were expecting her. The chapter name is Mrs. Witch, so we were expecting when she would pop up, but she pops up in the end. And the author has done a great job of trying to break the monotony of that and introduce a new flavor in the chapters. Should we read one more chapter? It is 35 minutes long. I don't think we would read another chapter. We have completed 22% of the book, and that should be all for this stream. We have already read 1.5 hours of book, and yeah, we'll read. It's a progress from tomorrow because we have read two chapters instead of one. But yeah, hopefully we'll read 3 chapters tomorrow. Maybe I'll start the stream a bit early and we'll be able to read 3 chapters tomorrow. Okay. So yeah, this was it for the stream. Uh, Let me know how do you find these chapters if you are watching this stream in the future, and to subscribe, and yeah, do let me know if I can add anything more in these streams. If anything is kind of creating dissonance for you, do let me know that. How can I improve the stream? And other than that, I am enjoying reading books on stream, so I will continue to do this in future as well. And yeah, the book is definitely something. I mean, it is not a waste of time for sure. It is definitely enriching in many ways. And yeah, I hope we enjoy this reading this book even more as we go on. So yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace. Bye. This was a great chapter. Yes, as ORMB has mentioned, I agree. A great chapter, and okay, great chapter. I think we should end the stream with a bit of fireworks. What? Fireworks? Okay. Bye. Bye, bye, bye.